Hi, friends. I'm Dave Barklow, pastor at Fort Walton Beach First United Methodist. Welcome to the Pastor's Study, our daily devotional to help us focus our mind on the things of God. And today we are going to be finishing up Mark chapter 11. This is during Holy Week, during Jesus's ministry leading up to his crucifixion and resurrection. We've been talking about some teachings that he's had, things that he's done. Today we start a place where he is actually in conflict with the religious leaders. And we're going to look at what that conflict does. Next week, we're actually going to be doing something new. We're going to put Mark on pause, and I'm going to be talking about practices and really moving my pastor study in conjunction with my sermon on Sunday. So we're going to be talking about Sunday about being abundant in solitude. We're looking at the abundant life in a COVID world, and we're going to be talking about some of that. I'm going to be basing my devotionals around that during this sermon series. Then we'll come back to Mark afterwards. But today we are in Mark chapter 11, verses 27 through 33. Again, they came to Jerusalem. As he was walking in the temple, the chief priests and scribes and the elders came to him and said, "By what authority are you doing these things? Who gave you this authority to do them?" Jesus said to them, "I will ask you one question. Answer me. I will tell you by what authority I do these things. Did the baptism of John come from heaven, or was it of human origin? Answer me." They argued with one another. "If we say from heaven, he will say, 'Why then did you not believe him?' But if we say of human origin," they were afraid of the crowd, for all regarded John as truly a prophet. So they answered Jesus, "We do not know." And Jesus said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things." Now, let's be honest here. These leaders, these Pharisees, chief priests, elders, they're not actually asking a sincere question. They are trying to discredit Jesus' ministry because they believe that they are the authority. They have been teaching the people for years that authority comes down through the learned, through those who have been taught certain ways. They come from certain schools. And so they are the authority. And basically by coming to Jesus and asking him this question, they're kind of saying, whose authority are you doing this under? Because it's not ours. And I think they think that if they can get Jesus to admit that he's doing this under his own authority, not under the authority of the elders of the tradition, that this will somehow discredit Jesus in front of the people. And he will not be a threat. His ministry will not be a threat to them and their power and their hold. But the problem is whenever you ask Jesus a question, you need to be ready for him to ask you a question back. This is a very rabbi thing to do, but Jesus demands truth. Jesus asks us hard questions that we may not like the answer to. These Pharisees, these scribes, these elders definitely did not like the answer to the question that they were asked. Jesus asked, whose authority did John do this under, right? And they realized real quick, they're in a catch-22. If they say that it was God's authority that John taught under, then they have to say that they placed himself under John, and John said that Jesus was the Lamb of God, the Messiah. On the other hand, if they say that it was John's own authority or not true authority, not God's authority, then the people were gonna be discredited. They were gonna be diminished in the eyes of the people because the people held John as a prophet. So Jesus requires them to answer a question and face the truth of what they're trying to do. They're not really caring about authority. They're caring about their own power. Friends, whenever we come to Jesus, we better be ready to be truthful. We better be ready for him to turn around and ask questions of us. And the truth is, if these men had just admitted the truth and said, well, John was under the authority of God, if they had an aha moment in that moment ago, well, maybe we shouldn't be fighting against what's going on here, then they could be part of the good part of the story and not the horrible, difficult parts. So let's put ourselves under Christ's authority today. And let's be willing to be honest about who we are and where we're going, what we truly want with Jesus. Remember, friends, I love you. Take care of yourselves and shine the light of Christ.